For over 40 years, Puritan's Pride has dedicated itself to providing the highest quality vitamins and supplements at a great value. First, we traveled the world to find the purest ingredients. Then, we manufacture all of our products in the USA using the most rigorous standards. Finally, we test each vitamin up to 15 times before it reaches your door. And now, Puritan's Pride is available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less. Get your favorite health supplements in our official Lasmal shop, Puritan's Pride Philippines. Beware of counterfeit or fake items on Lazada. Authentic Puritan's Pride supplements are only available on our official Lasmal shop. Get the latest news, exclusive discounts, and promos. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email newsletter today. For over 40 years, Puritan's Pride has dedicated itself to providing the highest quality vitamins and supplements at a great value. First, we traveled the world to find the purest ingredients. Then, we manufacture all of our products in the USA using the most rigorous standards. Finally, we test each vitamin up to 15 times before it reaches your door. And now, Puritan's Pride is available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less. Get your favorite health supplements in our official Lasmal shop, Puritan's Pride Philippines. Beware of counterfeit or fake items on Lazada. Authentic Puritan's Pride supplements are only available on our official Lasmal shop. Get the latest news, exclusive discounts, and promos. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email newsletter today. For over 40 years, Puritan's Pride has dedicated itself to providing the highest quality vitamins and supplements at a...
Hey guys! Lazada. Nawala na naman ako ng words to say. Hey Lazada fam! Hey everyone! So today is Thought Thursday with Miss Jo Sebastian, and I am Carla, and this is in partnership of Puritan's. This is in partnership with Puritan's Pride Philippines. All right. So what are we expecting today for Thought Thursday? So before we start, I want to thank everyone for joining us. For joining me yesterday for during Workout Wednesdays, because we reached 10,000 viewers. Yay! Puritan's Pride Philippines. All right. So today we will be joined by our speaker, Miss Jo Sebastian. She's a registered nutritionist-dietitian, tongue twister, guys. And we'll be talking about how we can boost our immune system with what we eat. Today, we will learn how to revamp your diet, boost your immune system, and protect your health so it can protect you. Our speaker today is a foodie and someone who loves to keep her body in shape. And additional, this is not part of the spiel, I know Jo because she's also my nutritionist. So yeah, and she's a fitness enthusiast, a fitness buff din siya. So guys, stay tuned. You can follow her on Facebook at Jo Sebastian and on Instagram at It's Jo Sebastian. Again, today we will be joined by our speaker, Miss Jo Sebastian, for those who haven't heard it yet or for those who just joined in. She is a registered nutritionist-dietitian, and we will be talking about how we can boost our immune system with what we eat. Today, we will learn how to revamp your diet, boost your immune system again, and protect your health so it can protect you. Our speaker today is a foodie and someone who loves to keep her body in shape. She is also my nutritionist. So you can follow her on Facebook at Jo Sebastian and Instagram at It's Jo Sebastian. So this is in partnership with Puritan's Pride. So what is Puritan's Pride? It is the leading health supplement and vitamin brand in the USA for over 40 years and is known for its quality at a great value. It is now available in the Philippines, where you can select over 100 plus health supplements and vitamins. It is available in Lasmal and Puritan's Pride official website at puritanspride.ph. You can also check them out at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Puritan's Pride Philippines. So don't forget to use the hashtags Puritan's Pride PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. Let me repeat, hashtag Puritan's Pride PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. So for today's webinar, which will be done by Jo and hosted by me, Carla Piscosa. By the way, Carla, I'm your host for today, co-host, because it's Jo who's the speaker. So the title of the webinar is "What Am I Eating? Basics of Nutrition Labels." So we will be tackling this. So again, before we start, thank you, Puritan Sprite, for having me and Jo. And this is again in partnership with Puritan Sprite, which is the leading health supplement and vitamin brand in the USA for over 40 years and is known for its quality at a great value. It is now available in the Philippines, where you can select over 100 plus health supplements and vitamins. It is available in Lasmall and Puritan Sprite official website at puritansprite.ph. You can also check them out at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Puritan Sprite Philippines. Don't forget to use the hashtag Puritan Sprite PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. All right, guys, let's make this interactive. So if you guys have any questions, comments, suggestions, reactions, recommendations, suggestions, type it down below. All right, so without further ado, let me introduce Miss Jo Sebastian. You're on mute, Jo.
Yeah. Hello. Hi. Hi, Carla. What's up?
What's up?
How are you doing? Okay. Should we begin? Should we talk about it already?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So our talk today is, what am I eating? Basics of nutrition labels. Because I know a lot of the times, especially nowadays, we have to go to the supermarket. We have to buy our produce from places and we have to get packaged foods. And a lot of the times we wonder, is this healthy, right? So we're going to be talking about the basics of nutrition labels so we can look into what we're eating and we can understand what it is. So I just want to reintroduce myself. Jo Sebastian, registered nutritionist and dietitian. So you can also follow me on Instagram, or you can email me if later on you have any questions, or if you want to talk about any nutrition plans or anything like that. So yep, this is in partnership with Puritan's Pride, Philippines. So the first thing that I want to answer is the question of, what is a nutrition or food label? Because we're going to be talking about it, but what is it, right? What is a nutrition or food label? So it provides the consumer with information about what's in a packaged food. So all of the food items that you see in the grocery, the canned goods, the frozen goods, your chips, your cookies, all of those food items are packaged food. And there is information outside of that packaged food that gives you answers to your questions of what is in this. Am I allowed to eat this? What is the food that I'm going to be putting in my body? So the nutrition label gives us this information and empowers us with the knowledge of what we are eating. So why are they important? Because they keep us informed and help us make our food choices. We want to make informed food choices. Just like anything in life, if you're planning to change route in your career or do other crazy things, learn new skills, you want to know more about it. And you also want to know more about yourself. So this food label gives us a chance to be informed with the choices we make, and especially choices we make regarding the food that we eat. So first, I want to talk about the Codex Alimentarius. So this is also known as the food code. So what is the food code? Because of course, the food that we eat, especially the labels that we're reading, they all have a certain way that they're written and made. And this is because of the international set of standards for practice, guidelines, and other recommendations relating to foods, food production, and food safety. So the food code makes sure that all of the food items that we're eating is safe and is produced properly, of course, and also follows a guideline that allows us to understand the food items. The food code. Locally, we have local guidelines which are by the FDA, or the Bureau of Food and Drugs, which is Administrative Order number 88B. So after this talk, if you really want to look into more about food labels, you can check out this administrative order, read it, get into it, and maybe, find out more things about it. But since now we know the background of the food label and what makes it how it is and why it's written that way, let's learn how to understand it and how to read it. So reading nutrition labels. This is going to be in 3 parts, which first we'll discuss the parts of a food package because we want to know and understand when we're looking at a food package, what am I looking at? Where do I look, right? What do I look at to see information that I need? The next part is the nutrition facts. So we're going to delve deep into the nutrition facts that are written in the back. Sometimes we just cross by it, or we only focus on the calories, or we just look at it and think numbers, this is too complicated. So we're going to get into it so we can really understand what we're reading and the information that it's giving us. So the last part will be tips for choosing packaged food. So with the information that we'll be discussing on food packaging and nutrition facts, we're going to talk about how we can use the knowledge that we just learned and apply it in making our food choices. So let's dive into the parts of a food package. All right. So the parts of the food package, there is a principal display panel and an information panel. So I'm pretty sure most of you are like, what? May ganon pala. Parang meron palang mga ganon sa mga packaged food. Yeah. And there's actually a part of the food package. So now when you're looking at food, you're like, oh, principal display panel, information panel. So which part is that? This is our principal display panel, which consists of our main part of the food packaging, and the information panel, which usually is the nutrition facts. So the principal display panel is the front label on your product, which contains the statement of identity and the net quantity. So statement of identity, net quantity, what are these things? The statement of identity is pretty much saying what the food item is. So let's say these canned goods. The statement of identity would be red kidney beans, so you know it's red kidney beans, and the cut green beans, so you know it's cut green beans. Like in other packaged foods, they will say pork, or they will say beef, they will say cereal. That is a statement of identity. So immediately, you know what it is. The next one is the net quantity. So the net quantity basically says how much is inside that product. So it could say 250 grams, it could say 1 kilo. Sometimes there will also be drained weight, where the canned good, if you drain the water, that's the net weight. So those are just some things that you can look at the principal display panel. Next one we want to look at is the information panel, which is usually adjacent to your principal display panel. What can we find here? Obviously, information, but what kind of information can we find? So looking at this is an example of an information panel. We can find nutrition facts, the ingredient list, and the name and address of the manufacturer. So let's look at this label right here and let's identify its parts. So our nutrition facts part is right here, where it says your calories, your number of servings, your total fat, protein, sugar, sodium, and all of the nutrients available. The next part, usually beside or under the nutrition information or the nutrition facts, is your ingredients. Because aside from just knowing the identity of the product, you also want to know exactly what goes inside your food items, right? That's very important. You want to know, okay, these crackers, what's inside these crackers? Or if something says green beans, and then you look at the ingredients and then it doesn't even say green beans, right? You want to know what the ingredients are. And the next part is the name and address of manufacturer. So this is basically where it was made or where it was produced or who manufactured it. So you can also know where to go if ever there is something with your product or who to call, and you can search about that place to see if it was in that area. All right. So the next part we have is nutrition facts. So those were the parts of our food package, right? We had our principal display panel and our information panel. So in the information panel, we have the nutrition facts, and this is the one that we usually want to know about so we can actually get into it and understand what we are eating. This is the nutrition facts. And as you can see, it's very complicated. It's a little bit scary to see.
Parang life, it's complicated.
Yeah, true. Parang life's scary. Pag una mong tinignan, nakakatakot. But when you get to understand it, it gets a little bit easier and you feel a little bit more sure
Actually,
of your life.
I'm actually taking notes. So don't
Yes,
mind me if I'm looking at my phone.
no problem. Go take notes.
Go
So
ahead.
our nutrition facts has many parts. So it has the number of servings, your serving size, calories per serving, total fat, cholesterol, sodium, total carbohydrate, protein, micronutrients, and ingredients. And this is so many things, but we'll break it down. We'll break each part down. So your nutrition facts, aside from it saying in the top part, nutrition facts, the next part is usually the number of servings. So this is for this specific example, it says 30 servings per container. And you can look at your package if it says, let's say, a while ago, right, we had net weight. So in the net weight, it says 250 grams. And then it says in the back 30 servings per container. That means that 250 grams should be divided into 30 to get one serving. That's what one serving would be in that package. So this is the number of servings you can find in the package, or how many servings, how many times can it feed you, or how many times can you have a serving of it, right? So now you know the number of servings. The next thing you want to know, so how many servings are in the whole package? So next one is, you know the number of servings. You want to know now the serving size. Okay, there's 30 servings, but what is a serving, right? Who knows? So your serving size shows you what a serving looks like. And for this specific facts that we have up here, it's 1 teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon is a serving for this one. Now, if we look, we often see the serving size and we think we can only have the serving size, right? But I just want to emphasize the fact that every individual has different needs, right? So the serving size isn't necessarily the requirement that you have na, dyan ka lang, yan lang yung serving mo, yun lang yung serving size. We have different needs. So of course, some may need more than the serving size and some may need less. The serving size is basically just the guide to tell you the information written below, which means that for this serving, this is the nutrients that you can get. So if you have more than that serving, you'll get more nutrients. If you have less than that serving, you'll get less of the nutrients that's listed below. So next one we have is calories per serving. So the next one, now you know what the servings looks like. We want to learn what's inside the serving. And the first thing you learn about is the calories per serving. So what are calories, right? We hear it all the time. Oh no, there's too many calories. How many calories are in this? Those are the things that we hear. So calories,
0. Too big.
yeah, in this one, yes. Tapos, ang galing, gusto ko to kainin.
Hangin lang pala. Joke, sorry, Joe.
Like
I'm just
that.
trying
It's
to be
okay.
funny.
It's okay. Trapped air sa bote. Ganon. So, calories are the energy in food, which means that if you eat this food item, this is how much energy it's going to give you, because the calories are the unit of energy in food. That's why we eat food, because we want energy. And calories tell us how much energy we get, right? So shows the calories available for one serving. Usually nutrition facts will tell you how many calories are available for one serving, which means if you were going to have 2 servings, you'd have to multiply that the calories by 2 and all of the nutrients as well. So next one we have is fat content. So we talked about the calories. We now know how many is in a serving. What is the fat content in one serving? And usually we'll get total fat, saturated fat, and trans fat. This is when we want to learn what are these things? What is the total fat, saturated fat, and trans fat? So your total fat basically just tells you how much fat overall is what you'll get in that serving, right? And fat is not something to be scared of, because it gives you energy and it protects you and your cells, as well as also helps you absorb certain nutrients. But when we look at the kind of fat that we are consuming, that's when we want to see what it does to our body. So we have saturated fat and trans fat. First thing we'll look at is saturated fat. Saturated fat usually comes from animal sources, including meat and dairy products, but it can also be found in coconut oil and palm oil. So saturated fat has been known to raise your good cholesterol, which is your HDL, but it's also been seen, oh, sorry, that's supposed to increase LDL. So it raises your HDL as well as raises your LDL, which means it increases your good cholesterol, but at the same time, it also increases your bad cholesterol. And that's one of the reasons why we want to minimize our saturated fat intake. So the next one we have is trans fat. Trans fat occurs in natural and artificial forms. Most artificial forms of trans fat can be found in margarine and other processed foods. So this one actually lowers your HDL and increases your LDL. So I'm sorry, it's the complete opposite of what is on the screen, but it lowers your good cholesterol and increases your bad cholesterol. So this is the complete opposite of what we want it to be doing, because it not only lowers the cholesterol that's trying to help your body, it increases the bad cholesterol, which is prone to creating plaque in our veins, in our arteries. So when we are looking at our food items that we're consuming, we can look at the total fat, but what's more important is to look at how much saturated fat and trans fat there is. So next one we want to talk about is cholesterol. And I know this is a scary thing that most people think, oh no, cholesterol. Tapos beside it pa, it says OMG. That's 0 milligrams. Pero cholesterol, OMG.
Oh my gosh.
No. Let's learn about cholesterol. So cholesterol.
Witty ka pala, Jo.
Thank you. Sometimes I try. So when we're talking about cholesterol, we're specifically talking about dietary cholesterol, or the cholesterol we find in food. And most of the times you can find cholesterol in foods such as kidneys or like liver and eggs, egg yolk specifically, and seafood. So this is where we usually find cholesterol. As much as dietary cholesterol doesn't impact so much your overall cholesterol levels in the body, it's still important to, as much as possible, minimize our consumption of dietary cholesterol. So next one we have is sodium. All right, so sodium, this is one of the things that a lot of people look at. But what is the benefits of sodium, or what does it do in a food item? For packaged food specifically, it's used for flavor and preservative. It gives it more flavor, diba? A lot of our foods, we add salt to have more taste, and it's also a preservative because it keeps the bacteria activity low, or it prevents bacteria from building up and spoiling your food. Another thing naman that sodium does, and this is now for our bodies, is it plays a vital role in proper balance of water and minerals. So a lot of the times we see sodium and we're like, oh my gosh, bawal ako sa sodium, I want to keep it low, prevent bloating, prevent water retention, all of those things. But it's actually important to also have at least some sodium in our diet, because there is such a thing as having too little sodium, which will also cause other problems in our body. So it's important to have a balance. Of course, in all things, moderation is still very important. So the next thing we want to talk about is the carbohydrate content. And a lot of the times we see carbs and we think, oh no, what are we going to do, right, about carbohydrates? So let's take a look at it, because carbs can be our friend because they do so many things for our bodies. So carbohydrate content, or carbohydrates first in general, is actually the energy that our body loves to use for our brain, our blood cells, as well as our nerves. It's the energy source that our body loves. And there are some types of carbohydrates out there, like dietary fiber, and of course, your added sugars, or your sugars. So let's start with dietary fiber. Dietary fiber adds bulk. It adds volume to your food. So it will give you more satiety, it will prevent constipation, and it also helps you control your blood sugar and your blood pressure. I know most of the times pag narinig natin yung fiber, parang ay pang matanda, kasi parang yun yung naiisip natin madalas. But fiber is so helpful for your gut health, and for you to have less bloating, and for you to enjoy your food much more, or feel more satisfied because it fills you up. So the next one we have is total sugars. So total sugars includes naturally present sugars in many nutritious foods. So your total sugars, or your natural sugars, are usually those in milk and fruit. So lactose is actually a sugar, and fructose is also a sugar. So these are your natural sugars that you can find. But when we talk about added sugars, these are sugars usually added during the processing of the food. So this is when um this is like the cane sugar and those other sugars that are added during the processing. So the total sugars is usually the natural sugars, and then the added sugars added through the processing. So that is what our carbohydrate content consists of. The next one we want to talk about is protein. And a lot of us love protein because we hear it and we think, oh, muscles. That's the ultimate thing that we think about when we hear protein, diba? Parang, yes, I want that. So when we look at protein, yes, it is for our muscles, it is for our tissues, and it's also for regulating our body processes. So one of the things that not often we know is protein is actually part of our hormones, right? So if we want to keep functioning properly, we have to consume protein as well to keep our hormones up. So that's protein. So we already went through serving size. We're almost done through the list. Don't worry, guys. Hold on tight. We're almost there. But I hope you're understanding these things
Hold on.
and
Kapit
being
lang.
yeah, I hope it's helping you understand the food that you are going to be consuming. So let's go to our last two, which is next is micronutrients. Okay, so for micronutrients, we usually there is the nutrients that is usually deficient in a country. So oftentimes, depending on where that product is made, iba-iba yung nilalagay nilang micronutrients na nakalista. So for example, for the Philippines, it's usually vitamin A, iron, and vitamin A and iron, as well as other nutrients. So in other countries, it's vitamin D or calcium that they prioritize listing down because that's what's deficient in that country. So let's look at our micronutrients. Our micronutrients are the vitamins and minerals that we want for our body. Diba? Vitamin A for the eyes, vitamin C for your immune system, and vitamin E, antioxidant, right? So these are the nutrients that help your body continue to process as functionally and efficiently as possible. So yes, your carbs, fats, proteins are very important, but your micronutrients are also important for overall functioning of your body. So there we go. Let's go into our very last part of the nutrition facts label, which is the ingredients. So if you didn't know this, but your ingredients are actually listed in descending order, which means the first ingredient that's listed is the one that has the most in that food item. Sometimes you think it's probably random. Parang naglalagay lang sila ng mga ingredients.
Random lang.
Yeah. Parang alin kaya una, ganun. So hindi rin siya alphabetical order like school, but it's listed in descending order. Which means in this ingredient list, it says red bell pepper first. So red bell pepper is the most, in terms of amount, that's the one with the most. Yan yung pinakamarami dun sa ingredients na yun. So when you're looking at your food items, let's say it says cereal, whole grain, and then the first ingredient is sugar. That's when you want to think, oh, okay, how much of the whole grain is actually here, right? Like it says cereal, cornflakes, and then yung ingredients mo na corn or yung ingredients mo na whole grain, medyo nasa baba. Dun mo titingnan, should I consume this product or should I try another version of this that has the grain a little bit more in the top, yung mas available. So that's when you're looking at your ingredients. That's why you want to know the order that the ingredients are listed so you can understand the amount of it in that food item. So that is the parts of our nutrition facts. So let's review it. So number of servings, how much servings are in that whole package, serving size, what the serving size looks like, right? What it looks like so that you know how much it is and how much nutrients you're getting from that. Because let's say a bag of chips will say 250 grams, and then it will say that a serving size is 28 grams. You can, or 12 pieces, minsan diba it says 28 grams, 12 pieces. So you take out 12 pieces and then you see, oh, this is a serving size and this is the nutrients that's in that serving size. So you can kind of assess, am I getting enough nutrients for the serving that looks kind of small and not satisfying for me? That's one of the ways that you can assess the food that you're consuming. Calories per serving, which would be how much energy it's going to give you. Fat content, saturated fat and trans fat. Saturated fat and trans fat we want to minimize as much as possible. Cholesterol, we have sodium, total carbohydrate that has dietary fiber, total sugars and added sugars, protein, micronutrients, and then ingredients. So one thing that we're probably also very confused about when we look at nutrition facts is the numbers on the side with the percentage. What do they mean? Like, why is there so many numbers? Is this the ranking parang of the nutrients, or what do they mean?
Formula. True.
Yes,
Formula pala siya. Problem solving.
So exam. Exam pala siya. So when we're looking at the daily value, this actually tells us in one serving how much contributes to your total needs in the day. Because we have certain needs for the day, diba? Let's say we need 100 milligrams of calcium a day. Okay? So it will tell us, oh no, let's use sodium because sodium has a percentage. Let's say we need 2,000 milligrams of sodium a day, right? And then the percentage there tells you how much of your needs is met with this food item. So if it says 20 milligrams, 1% lang ng needs mo ang mamimit ng food item na to for sodium. So that's how you look at it. You look, okay, how much of this is meeting my total needs for the day? So that's what it means, right? So we now know that the percent daily value tells us how much of our needs are met. But this isn't true for everyone because the daily value is based off a 2,000 calorie diet and usually based off males 19 to 25, their needs, right? Which means if you were a female and you need a diet that's either lower or higher than 2,000 calories, the math for the percent daily value would probably be a little bit different, right? The percentage could be different. So you can use this to analyze the needs and the amount of nutrients you can get from the food item. But you also have to remember that this is not necessarily a universal percentage for all people and their requirements. Because of course, some people will require more carbs, some people will require more fats, etc. So this can be a basis, but it's not the end all and be all of your nutrient needs. Okay. So our last part now, and I hope you guys are ready for this, is tips for choosing packaged foods. Okay, now we know all of the information. We know the parts of a food package. We know the nutrition facts, and we know how to read it. How can we use this knowledge to choose our food items? How can we make informed food choices? Here are the tips. You can remember this through RRCC. Read product, read the ingredients, check the serving size, check percent daily value. So RRCC. Read product, read ingredients, check serving size, check percent daily value. This is the way that we can kind of have a strategy when we're looking at our food items. So when I say read products, this is when you look at the principal display panel and you look at the nutrition facts, right? Because you want to read the product and see what is the product, right? What is it? What is it claiming to be? If it's claiming to be cereal, okay. It's claiming to be green beans, okay. Claiming to be organic, read it and see as it is, right? Parang when you meet a person, you read the person first and understand what are you claiming to be, diba? Parang, okay, who are you trying to say you are? Pagka sa tao, ganun rin pagka sa mga foods. What are you trying to be? So the next one is read the ingredients. Because the packaged food is telling you what it is, you have to now find out if that is what it is. So you read the ingredients and see, okay, it says it's whole beans, and then you look at the ingredients. Does it have beans in the ingredients? Does it have whole beans? It says that it's sugar-free. You look at the ingredients. Is there any sugar, right? It says it's lactose-free. What are in the ingredients? So it's very important to, after reading the product, try to understand if it is what it says it is. The next one is, so we did read product, read ingredients, check the serving size. So why do you want to check the serving size? Because you want to check if this serving size seems like a viable serving size. Because sometimes when you look at the package and then it's such a big package, right? And then you look at the serving sizes, there's 18 servings. And then you look at the calories and you see it's like 200 calories per serving. So when you add all that up and see, if I accidentally eat this whole package, I'm eating a lot of my needs for the day, right? So you want to see how much is the serving size, and do you think that serving size is, if that serving size justifies the percent daily value. So you look at it, right? And you see a cracker and see, you think it's one serving, the package of crackers, and then you look at it and it says 5 servings pala, diba? So you want to be aware of, aside from what it says it is and what's in it, is if the serving size is satisfactory for you. And the next one is to check the percent daily value. And here's a rule of thumb that we can use. Less than 5% is a low value, while more than 20% is a high value. And since we talked a while ago about the nutrients and what we want to kind of limit in our diet, we can use this rule of thumb. Whereas we want to limit saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium, as well as also your added sugars, this is what you want to keep at below 5% as much as possible. If you're able to, you want to keep these below 5%. And then you want to eat more fiber as well as micronutrients. These are what you want to look for 20% or more of when you're looking at packaged foods. So this is one of the tips or the tricks that you can use when you're using your packaged food and trying to find the best option for you. In terms of health, of course, we also want to take taste-wise, right? If it doesn't taste good naman and it has all of these nutrients but it doesn't taste good for you, there's no need, because you don't want to force yourself to eat something you don't want to eat, right? So that's just a rule of thumb that you can use. So again, read the product to find out what it's saying it is. Read the ingredients to know if it is what it says it is. Check the serving size to see if the serving size is justifiable. And then check the percent daily value to see how much nutrients you're getting from that specific food item. So that's all. I just want to end with this quote, which is, knowledge is power, and you need power in this world. And you need as many advantages as you can get. So when you are equipping yourself with the knowledge to understand the food items you're eating and what you're putting into your body, you have an advantage to take care of your health and to take care of yourself and to take care of your future as well. So I hope that you were able to get some things from this talk. I hope you were able to understand it. If you have any questions, then let me know, because I'd gladly answer any questions. And I hope that this was a tool for you to be able to make informed food choices.
All right. Thanks, Jo. I got you were what do you call this, freezing a while ago, but I could hear your voice, so I'm okay.
Oh, okay.
The screen
Okay. My
froze,
voice is
so
all
I was like,
defeated right now.
yeah. All right. So before we go to the Q&A, let's go for a 2-minute break first. But before that, ang daming before. Again, this is in partnership with Puritan's Pride, which is the leading health supplement and vitamin brand in the USA for over 40 years and is known for its quality at a great value. It is now available in the Philippines, where you can select over 100 plus health supplements and vitamins. It is available in Lazmall here in Lazada, and Puritan's Pride official website at puritanspride.ph. You can also check them out at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Puritan's Pride Philippines. Don't forget to use the hashtag Puritan's Pride PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. So guys, if you have any questions, suggestions, reactions, comment down below, or questions, type it down below, and we will get back to you after this short break.
Trying to fight urinary tract infections or kidney stones? You need Puritan's Pride Cranberry, an FDA-approved natural supplement that helps prevent UTI and kidney stones. Rich source of vitamins C and E, so you'll also enjoy strong immune system and beautiful skin inside out. Perfect for anyone who wants a healthier kidney and immune system. One of the high-quality products by Puritan's Pride, the leading supplement brand in the US for over 40 years, now available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less.
Beat UTI and unhealthy kidney. Get your Puritan's Pride cranberry today. Looking for something to care for your digestion naturally and boost your immune system at the same time? Take Puritan's Pride Probiotic, an FDA-approved supplement full of good bacteria for good digestion and healthy gut. It also gives an immune boost. Perfect for anyone at any age, especially for those with issues on digestion and nutrients absorption.
One of the high-quality products by Puritan's Pride, the leading supplement brand in the US for over 40 years, now available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less.
Enjoy a happy tummy and healthier gut with Puritan's Pride Probiotic. Get one now.
All right. All right, we are back. So again, this is in partnership with Puritan's Pride, which is leading health supplement and vitamin vitamin brand in the USA for over 40 years and is known for its quality at a great value. Teka lang. It is now available in the Philippines, where you can select over 100 plus health supplements and vitamins. It is available in Lasmal and Puritan's Pride official website at puritanspride.ph. You can also check them out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Puritan's Pride Philippines. Use the hashtag. Don't forget, remember to use the hashtag Puritan's Pride PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. All right. So again, we are with Miss Jo Sebastian. It's the Q&A portion and the shout out comment portion. Let's read the comments. So shout out first from PJ Amon. Shout out PJ for hello PJ Amon. And then we have Agustin Manuevo. Ganda niyo po. Yes, Dua Lipa yan. Thank you. And then Makina Key Santos. Wow. All right. And then we also have all right. Hogao. Yahoo. Let's celebrate. Yes, let's celebrate knowledge. Knowledge is power. Charot. But really, it is. I learned a lot. At guys, kanina nagna-notes ako. Tapos parang ang dami. So, nakinig na lang ako. But thanks, Jo. I really like your talk.
Thank
Ang
you.
dami ko natutunan. Like, even the numbers, may math palang ganap. Joke.
True.
Okay, so, from Marlita Medina, thank you for the info. I've learned a lot. You're welcome. And thank you for tuning in. Okay, moving on. From Akina Arshen Nosha, I learned so much today. Thanks. And thank you so much for the tips. Always welcome. Thank you, Joe. And to Joe Jimenez, si Joe, kaname mo Joe, amazing, wow. Wow na, amazing pa. Saan ka pa?
Kasi same name kami.
From David, Dua Lipa, is that you, Charot? Sana wala na yung Charot, Dua Lipa na yan. No, it's Jo Sebastian. She's unique. What? May ganon.
Thank you.
Oh my God, may hukot. All right, thank you for your comments, guys. If you guys have pahabol, type it down below. We'll get back to it after the Q&A portion. So, Joe, first question: do you think all food labels, do you think all foods labeled as natural are truly natural? Parang.
Okay.
Do you think of foods labeled as natural?
As natural.
Go ahead.
Actually, there are requirements kasi before you can you can actually label your food product as natural. There are certain requirements, percentages, and magkakaiba rin yung mga names na all natural versus just natural. Magkaiba yung requirements and percentages bawat word, ganon. So, I'm not so sure because I don't memorize it exactly. Pero meron talagang, if you can name it 100% natural and if you can name it all natural, there's certain requirements. Like natural meaning it doesn't have artificial ingredients and preservatives and the items are minimally processed. But the regulations for these labels are pretty lenient, Ren. So you should also just be wary. But also remember that these labels that they put aren't necessarily completely accurate, but they're because the rules have just a certain percentage needed. Same with organic and other labels. There's only a certain percentage that is needed to be able to call your product natural. So yes, I hope that helped.
Thank you, Joe. Okay, we have a few more questions. The next one is, how do you know how much natural sugar is in the label?
So from the total sugars, you just have to minus the added sugars, and usually yung natitira doon, yun na yung natural sugar na nasa product na yun. Yes. Usually.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Joe, again. Puro thank you, dami. Daming thank you, no? Thankful tayo today. All right, next question. What foods do not require a nutrition label aside from organic foods? Alam ko, water. Charot. Hindi pala food.
Depende actually. Kasi most food
Joe?
items that will be
What
sold
food?
in...
What foods?
Oh, sorry. Okay, there. So
Yeah,
most food
okay,
items
go.
actually that you sell in the grocery and all of those things, they have to go through a process before they can be sold, through in stores and sold for commercial use, right? So most food items don't need food nutrition labels if hindi siya for commercial use. So merong mga requirements and those things. Pero that just depends on where you're getting it. So if you're getting it from the grocery, as much as possible, they require nutrition labels. Most of those things are more technical in terms of manufacturing naman.
All right. We have another question. Sagot ko din water eh. Di ba, may nutrition label pa na yung water. Hangin. Joke. All right.
Air. Water
Which-
nga, not air.
Oo. Again, we have another question, Miss Jo. Which is the most important nutrient? Ayan, baka dyan.
Wala. Thank you for the question.
Yeah.
First, I don't think there is a most important nutrient kasi you really need all of it, diba? Like you need all humans in the world. You need well, not all, but I mean, okay. You need all the skills and as much as possible in your life. And that's the same for food. You need all of the nutrients. So when asking what is the most important one, that depends specifically on your goals and your nutritional status. That's very dependent on the individual, which is the most important nutrient at this moment for your health, mga ganun, at this moment for your goals. That's more specific to the individual. So I wouldn't be able to answer which is the most important nutrient because I'm a nutritionist and I'm biased. I think they're all important. So yeah.
Parang alphabet lang yan, guys. Kailangan mo lahat ng letters.
Except Z.
Alright. Hanggang Z. Pati N-ye. Joke. Alright. Again, next question. When looking at a label, what should we look at first?
Okay. I think what you should look at first is the name talaga of the product. What is the product? What is it telling you? What is it telling you it is? Kasi yun yung pinaka-importante. Because if it's telling you it's something else that it isn't, that's when you should be wary, right? So it's always important to look at it first if it's saying what it is. But in terms of the label in the back, that's very dependent on you specifically. But I would probably focus on the saturated and trans fats as one of the first things I would look at personally for me. Yeah.
All right. So, dun sa label pala, guys, baka check nyo yung spelling kasi baka wrong yung spelling. Ito
Yeah, true.
Long.
Truly. Merong minsan na like, parang nakasulat calories pero mali yung spelling tapos nakaka-confuse. Parang,
Yeah.
I don't know you.
I don't know. What are you, Charot? All right. So, next, eto na, Sevilla Blanca, how do you po? Magko-comment na lang siya wrong spelling pa, guys. Joke. Si Jose. All right. So, next question. Just ignore. Joke. Hello, Jose. All right. Next is, why is it better to compare nutritional information per 100 grams?
Okay, this is actually depende kasi sa food products and the requirements. Minsan kasi they'll require you per serving tapos per 100 grams. This just makes it easier to compare nutrient needs kasi a serving is iba-iba, diba? Iba-iba yung servings. May 28 grams, may 50 grams. Pero when you're able to see it in 100 grams, you can, and it's listed there per 100 grams, it's easier for you to compare different food products with the label having the 100 grams also. So it's just for efficiency's sake and also for your benefit to be able to analyze the food product more as 100 grams as your basis, your reference. Yes.
All right. Last but not the least, oh my, nagkamali ako before sa pronunciation yan. Nasabi ko last but not the least. Kaya nagpo-practice na talaga ako. Ito na. Hindi pa wala last yun. Second to the last yun. Second to the last question, why is the sugar not listed on nutrition? Why is sugar not listed on nutrition labels?
It usually is naman, although there's changes rin kasi it's usually listed. But
Baka ibang spelling.
True, pero there have been changes kasi over the years rin for the nutrition facts. Like right now, meron tayong new labels where they want to make the calories bigger versus the smaller one, and they just added the added sugars on most labels. So, ang alam ko the sugar, or at least sometimes rin hindi rin kasi required yung sugar labels. So depende rin sa mga sa standards at sa guidelines na binibigay, pero I know it should be listed. Yeah. I hope that's yes.
Okay. Kanya talaga, Jo. Last question. Do you
Okay.
have an important yet short tip we should always remember when looking at nutrition labels?
Okay, an important yet short tip you should always remember when looking at nutrition labels.
So, 2 words lang, ha? 2
Uh-huh.
words, charot.
Look well. I think it's important to understand it, 'di ba? Kasi hindi lang pwede na titingnan mo lang tapos okay na. It's also, the important tip I have is to make sure you understand what you're looking at. I think this is very important, just because you don't want to only look at the sugar, only look at the calories, 'di ba? You have to look at the food item as a whole din, 'di ba? Because as much as it has this and this and this, overall, what does it offer naman to your body and to you as a person if it makes you feel happy to eat it, 'di ba? So when looking at nutrition labels, the thing that I also want you to remember is that yes, it has this information, but also remember it's important to fuel yourself with food that you enjoy. So I hope that was somewhat helpful. But yeah.
Yes. So, para lang yan, hugot na naman, para lang yan, tao, guys, we should understand each other. Yeah. And
Yes.
read the labels proper. Charot. Joke
Oh.
lang.
Ooh.
Joke lang, guys. Okay, again, we have 9,000 views and 5,700 likes on Lazada. Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah.
Let's make it 10K. Or
Let's
9K
wait.
is
Let's
okay
wait.
because 9K 9 lives parang cat, charot. All right. So before we end, Jo, do you want to plug anything, or you want to share your social media, or yeah?
Oh, okay, yeah. I'll just share that if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, that it's Jo Sebastian, so we can talk more. If you have any more questions that weren't answered right now, diba, you can message me on Instagram, and I also post a lot more nutrition tips and all of those things. Or you can also email me if you really want to talk about specific individualized plan for you. If you have a specific nutrition or health goal, then we can also discuss that, and we can work on your eating habits as well as your relationship with yourself and with food and body image, because those are the things that I really want to advocate and help, especially in terms of diet, are your relationship with food and yourself. So yeah, thank you very much. I hope that you learned something and something you can take with you when you go to the grocery. Yeah.
Thank you, Jo. Again, thank you, Puritan's Pride, for having me and Jo. What is
Yes.
Puritan's Pride? It is the leading health supplement and vitamin brand in the USA for over 40 years, and it's known for its quality at a great value. It is now available in the Philippines, where you can select over 100 plus health supplements and vitamins. And it is available in Lazmall and Puritan Spread official website at puritanspread.ph. You can also check them out at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Puritan Spread Philippines. Don't forget to use the hashtag Puritan Spread PH and hashtag your healthiest you for less. And my name is Carla Piscosa. Thank you, Jo, for
Thank you,
joining
Carla.
us today. We will see you again on so guys, catch us this Wednesday for a workout Wednesday with me. We will be using makeshift dumbbells and dumbbells. And then you can watch the replay of this one on Facebook and on the Lazada app. All right, thank you guys. Goodbye. Bye.
Bye.
For
Can we take
over
a-
40 years, Puritan's Pride has dedicated itself to providing the highest quality vitamins and supplements at a great value. First, we traveled the world to find the purest ingredients. Then, we manufacture all of our products in the USA using the most rigorous standards. Finally, we test each vitamin up to 15 times before it reaches your door.
And now, Puritan's Pride is available in the Philippines. Puritan's Pride, your healthiest you for less.
Get it in over 540 Watson stores nationwide or in our official stores in Lazada, Shopee Mall, and Beauty M&L, or shop straight to our website at puritanspride.ph.
Beware of counterfeit or fake items. Authentic Puritan's Pride supplements are only available from our authorized stores.
Get the latest news, exclusive discounts, and promos. Connect with us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and email.